What's going on? This is Jeswon from Thundamentals, and you are listening to Collision on Voice FM. Check it out. Hello.
Hi, Jeswon. This is Kat.
Hi, how you doing, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, well, thanks.
That's good. Did I say Jeswon right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, everyone always asks a question that's tricky, but you're one of the few people to pronounce it properly. Yeah, it's just Jeswon, as if like it was the number one after the name Jess.
And you're winning too.
I'm winning, exactly. You know about it. Legend.
Well, you guys, you're celebrating 10 years of being in a winning band right now. The Thundamentals, 10 years old. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels incredible, you know. If you told us 10 years ago when we were a bunch of little groms from Blue Mountains, Katoomba, that we'd be doing this 10 years on and, you know, being able to pay the rent and feed ourselves and the rest of it, we would have told you were dreaming. So, yeah, it feels incredible, you know. It feels like every day is a blessing. So we're just, you know, very few people are fortunate that their life kind of pans out, that they're able to, you know, live out the dreams that they had for themselves. And that's kind of where we find ourselves 10 years on. So, yeah, every day is just, you know, just pinch myself every day that I get to do this for a living and get to make music still with my best friends and yeah, keep the day job at bay for another year.
Yeah, and get to share it with all the fans when you're doing these massive tours like you're about to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's probably the biggest thrill about the whole thing is just, you know, being able to see a room full of people, you know, react to the music that you wrote, you know, just in your little dark bedroom or whatever, you know, like it's kind of funny, like the songs take on a life of their own and, you know, you don't really realize that until you're in front of a crowd of people who are singing your lyrics back at you, and that's always a surreal, very special kind of moment.
Yeah. I guess with planning this whole 10-year celebration and with the tour you're doing, you're going to be playing a mixture of your music throughout the 10 years?
Yeah, exactly. So we definitely will be performing some songs which in some cases we might not have played for 6, 7, 8 years. So it'll definitely be a chance for people who have been supporting us for a long time to hopefully get that payoff that, you know, they'll probably be some of the few people in the room who actually recognise those songs, because I guess, you know, our popularity has grown a lot in the last few years with the last couple of releases. So I imagine that the majority of the people in the crowd won't even know some of those older songs. But I think for the people that have been supporting us for a while, it will be a nice kind of payoff, you know.
Yeah. I think you'll be surprised at how many of your fans have gone back and listened to your old music, actually.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, like, with going through 10 years of music, what's it sort of brought up in you about looking back on your career and that and where you've gotten to now?
Yeah, I mean, it all feels a little bit surreal, to be honest. Like, to me anyway, it doesn't feel like 10 years. Like, you kind of say 10 years and you kind of think, wow, that's a long time. And I guess it is, but it doesn't feel that long to me. I don't know if that's, you know, because time flies when you're having fun or whatever the reason might be. But yeah, it's funny, like, I guess we're kind of almost at the elder statesman stage of our career. Well, maybe not quite at that stage, but you know what I mean? But I don't feel that way. I feel like young at heart still, and I feel like, you know, still able to relate to and communicate and interact with young people still, you know, despite the fact that, you know, we're a bit older now. So it does feel a little bit strange, but at the same time, I still feel like our music is relevant and what we have to say is relevant. So I still kind of just feel like I'm in the thick of it, you know, and I feel like we've got so much more that we want to do and that we will do. That, I mean, who knows? But hopefully we're having this conversation in another 5 years or 10 years, and you can reminisce further on getting older.
Yeah, well, I suspect you've been just so busy making music because you have made a lot of music and, you know, putting on shows and that you haven't looked back before now.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I would agree with that, yeah. You're absolutely right. You just, like I said, you just kind of feel like we're in the thick of it, you know, like we're just, you know, always planning the next album or the next tour or whatever it might be. So, yeah, you don't really have time to even look back and consider everything that's happened because, yeah, you're still trying to move everything forward. So, yeah, it's a funny thing to be like looking back and reminiscing on things despite the fact that it feels like we're still kind of like in the midst of what we're trying to do and achieve, you know?
Well, you're just at the start of your creativity, you're nowhere near finished.
Yeah, it's like I said, like 10 years deep, but in a way it just feels like we've only kind of like really been hitting our straps for the last few years almost. It feels like it feels like it's been like this machine that's kind of like taken a long time to kind of power up, but now we're kind of almost running at maximum capacity, but it took a while to get everything in motion to be kind of doing it at this level. And I mean, hopefully we can do it bigger and better still in the future. But I feel like with each year that passes, we learn more and, our skill set increases and we're hopefully making better music and, becoming better performers than we were, the year before. So I feel like it's all just this gradual thing with us that's building to something that I hope, in a sense, we haven't quite reached that level yet that we will get to. But I feel like it's getting closer and closer all the time to reaching that point, which is exciting because I feel like we're better songwriters and better performers than we ever have been. And I guess after doing it for 10 years, you'd want to be, but it really does feel that way. At least personally anyway, I feel like I'm more confident with what I'm doing now than I ever have been. And that's a good feeling to feel that,
Yeah, and you probably feel right at home on stage now.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Second home.
Yeah, this 10-year tour that you're about to do, it's a regional tour and quite a few of the shows have already sold out. The other ones, there's a lot of them selling fast, so people have to be quick. And in Ballarat itself, which I'm based in Ballarat, you have 2 shows in Ballarat and the first one is already sold out. So if you missed out on the 24th of March, make sure you go and grab your tickets for the 25th of March because I'm pretty sure we won't be seeing a third show in Ballarat.
No, I think 2's the maximum for us in Ballarat. But yeah, absolutely, I would urge anyone who's listening to this who might be interested in coming to the gig to jump on it because we have been getting hit up by a lot of people saying, I didn't quite jump on it quick enough and now it's sold out in various different places. And it's a shame, because it would be great to be able to party with everyone that wants to. But yeah, really looking forward to getting out to Ballarat and also just across the whole of regional Australia, because in a sense it is a tip of the hat to how we started, because when we started, it was hard to get gigs in Melbourne and Sydney and capital cities really because we just didn't have any kind of a reputation and no one knew who we were really or what we did or whether we'd be any good, whether we'd pull any fans. And the only places that did kind of give us those opportunities were more regional places, They'd just be like, you'd play a gig for a box of beer and, some petrol money in those days. So in a sense, this tour is a kind of like a nod to those days because, regional towns and cities are kind of the lifeblood of touring musicians, especially when they're starting out, because like I said, they are more open to kind of taking a risk on young, untried and unproven bands. So we wanted to kind of pay that faith and goodwill back to, regional Australia because they were really the places and the people that had our backs before, the cool kids, if you will, got on board. So, yeah, so really looking forward to getting out back to our roots in a sense and back out to regional Australia.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. And you are actually covering the whole of regional Australia here. Your first show on the 10th of March is in Alice Springs.
Yeah, we're really trying to get out there with this tour. So, yeah, we've only had the pleasure of playing in Alice Springs once in the course of our 10 years of touring, and that was doing support for the Hilltop Hoods, who had a big tour, which we were lucky enough to support them across Australia. So I've only actually been out there once, and yeah, it seemed like a really great vibe. So yeah, we're getting out to Alice Springs and Darwin and regional New South Wales, Victoria, regional West Australia, WA, yeah. So we're really trying to get out there. And
you're even going to Hobart.
Yeah, we are actually going down to Hobart, yeah.
Yeah. So no one's missing out on this tour. That's really cool. And not many bands can manage to go to every single state and territory.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just kind of fortunate people are tuning in and, we feel like we're able to do shows in a whole bunch of different places. So, yeah, thanks to the people, power to the people, for coming out of the woodwork and getting on down to the shows. It's going to be a massive vibe. Just can't wait.
Great. And can I ask, actually, if Jeswon hadn't gotten to live such an amazing life, what would young Jesse have ended up doing, do you think?
That's an interesting one. I think, to be honest, I'll probably have pursued a career in some kind of social work or maybe teaching, because I'm a big believer in the power and value of education. And, you know, I think that the more educated you are, the more options you have to do a whole number of things. So I think I would have gotten involved in that. I actually got halfway through a teaching degree before the music thing really took off, and I had to put all my energy into that. But yeah, something like that. I think, you know, maybe youth work, social work, something working with young people, you know, to help encourage and develop young people, because you're the younger generation, that's the future, you know, and I would like to be a part in helping to guide the next generation into, you know, being good, positive members of society. And in a way, I think we're doing that with our music, you know, it's just a different way of doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say you're already doing that, but you've got a platform where the young people really want to listen to your message.
Yeah, for sure. We're just lucky like that, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. And, well, I'm just wondering, like, you inspire a lot of young people. Is there some advice you would give to, your fans who maybe want to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, sure. I guess the biggest thing that I could probably say to any young aspiring artist is just to kind of believe in yourself primarily. You know, you're going to have a lot of people, you know, sometimes family and friends saying that, you know, you're wasting your time, or, you know, I know that we certainly experienced a fair bit of that when we started out. So my advice in that regards would just be to believe in yourself and believe in the potential that you have within yourself, you know, and that I think that if you hone your craft and, you know, you practice and work on it every single day, then you can become a great artist and, you know, prove all those naysayers wrong. And it can be really tough. And also would try to say to try and surround yourself with, you know, positive people and like-minded people, maybe other collaborators, because you learn so much more by collaboration, especially in the early stages, than you do just kind of like plugging away by yourself. So if you can find anyone else who has similar interests and you feel are good, positive people with good work ethics, then surround yourself with those people. You know, so I heard a phrase the other day, and, you know, it was surround yourself with people that are going to fan your flames rather than douse them, you know, and that's really it. Not everyone deserves to be in your presence, like, and that sounds arrogant, but it's true, you know, like, there's going to be a lot of negative influences, a lot of distractions and things like that, but if you're really serious about making a future for yourself in any regard, not just becoming a hip-hop artist, but surround yourself with people that are going to be supportive and believe in you and encourage you to pursue your dreams, because there's too many negative people who, you know, if you listen to them too much, they'll just bring you down and you know, it'll be harder to achieve what you want to achieve. So surround yourself with good people, develop a good work ethic, and, yeah, believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's great advice. People can go and check you out at thundamentals.com.au and they can get tickets to the shows that are still available. And you are Thundamentals on Facebook. Thank you so much for your time. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for taking an interest, and hopefully see you at the gig.
Yeah, and yeah, I will let you go. Thank you so much.
All good, mate. Have a great day.
Bye.